And we're back after our break.
Yeah, that break wasn't planned.
This kind of
It just
happened.
kind of happened.
But yeah.
Yeah.
How about Wacko Flacco, boy?
So
First
Flacco's
off,
the best QB in the league, MVP for sure.
I'd like to say I hope y'all all had a very Merry Christmas and the holidays have treated y'all all very nicely.
Yes, sir.
I think we have Kai around.
I
The
know.
only one who would think of that, because I didn't think about wishing any of y'all Merry Christmas.
Me neither. I already did it once.
And I don't know. Yeah, Wacko Flacco, man.
Listen, he already in 4 game has more passing yards than Deshaun Watson, who's getting paid $240 million.
I mean, the Watson contract has just been an utter failure.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say, my personal cap for this Cleveland team, I think for me is the AFC Championship. I think eventually the turnovers are going to be an issue. I feel like this Jets team is kind of melded in at this point.
That Jets team won me some money, so let's go.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I feel like at this point, like that defense is melded in. I feel like they're a lot better than 37 points, but hats off to him, man. Cooper didn't play. I was actually shocked to hear Cooper missed. Then Joku's been absolute monster.
Bro, since his face got burned up, he has been playing like Gronk. Quite literally been playing like Gronk.
Well, he's got a quarterback that'll find him, man.
Elijah Moore was hurt too.
Yeah, he was like the number 1 target, and he was getting tackles, outrunning people. Like, he literally looked like a black Gronk.
I was gonna say Elijah Moore had a good game though, didn't he?
He was having a good game, yeah. And then he got hurt with he was out with a concussion.
Did he get 2 tutties?
I don't remember. He was the guy there though.
I seen Ford got into the end zone twice. Seen Hunt got into the end zone. Njoku got into the end zone. It was a party.
Yeah, it was.
Dude, here's the thing. Now, I don't think it'll happen, but it's not theoretically impossible. The Browns could still get the 1 seed. They have to have a very specific set of circumstances happen. They have to beat Cincinnati next week. Well, the thing is, everything that has to happen is somewhat doable. Because Miami's got to beat Baltimore. And then Pittsburgh's got to beat Baltimore, which Pittsburgh's already done. And Buffalo's got to beat Miami, which has also already happened earlier this year. But if that set of events happen, then the Browns are the 1 seed. Now, I'll be real, I don't think all that's going to happen, but it's not impossible. It's not like, oh, one of these teams are playing the Panthers.
Listen, the Detroit Lions are NFC champions, so anything this year could happen. Listen, anything.
I know, I have a guy in my in-town league that's floating out a... They're like, what if we got a Cleveland-Detroit Super Bowl?
I have seen that so much on TikTok, it's not even funny.
Hey, this Brown squad, though, that defense is nasty. Flacco is doing enough offensively.
Imagine the logo turns Honolulu blue and orange.
Hey, I'd be down to see it. I think it would be great, personally. I think both teams have been waiting for years like this for a long time.
And that's the day the God Squad sends Aaron to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we send you to the bowl, and I can't say like front row seats. That's very pricey, but that's the dream.
I'll get you to the
city. Where's the bowl at this year?
Isn't it down in Miami?
I thought it was in Arizona this year.
Then it's in Arizona this year?
I thought so.
I thought that was last year.
Was that last year?
I want to say they were in Arizona last year.
What? Time to Google.
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
Asian? What's up?
Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Las Vegas. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, last
Yeah.
year's Arizona then.
But yeah, I just think Cleveland's clicking on all cylinders. I'm very interested to see what happens if because it looks like they're gonna be the 4 seed, and whether it's KC or Jacksonville, I think they can beat either one of those teams. They just beat Jacksonville recently, but yeah, that was my big takeaway. Is the Browns are doing good. Flacco's looking great, and I don't know, man. It's a feel-good story. I'd love to see it. Flacco going on another tear. He would have to pass through Baltimore. Like it'd be like the story moment going back. More than likely going back to Baltimore.
AFC Championship, Baltimore, Cleveland.
I mean, I'll say this. This was said too. The only issue if Baltimore becomes the 2, that's a lot more likely. If Baltimore's the 1, then you got to have another wild card team win for Cleveland to. Otherwise, Cleveland's gonna play Baltimore in the round to get to the AFC title.
I don't think the Bills would be a problem for Cleveland because Josh turns the ball over a lot.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
I mean, Flacco has his things, but I mean, if they're putting up 30, 40 points a game, like,
there's
we don't
so
want to
many.
give them the ball.
There's so many people that could get the 6 and 7 seed in the AFC. But if we went on it right now, if we went off of what's there right now, it would be Buffalo, Kansas City, and I don't even know who has the 7 seed. I think it's Indy. I think Indy, Miami. But I mean, there's still so much that can happen with those last 2 seeds. Now, I'll be real. Buffalo, they play New England this week, so I mean they should get in, but and then they have a date with Miami, which I mean honestly could be for the division. So there's still a lot of seeding in the AFC to be determined. But the one thing that's for sure is the Brownies have punched their playoff ticket, and they looked good last night, and the offense continues to hum. The turnovers bother me. I think if you play a Baltimore or a Miami, those turnovers could bite you in the ass. But we'll see. We'll see. We're gonna take the magic carpet ride as long as Wacko Flacco lets us.
Oh man. Yeah, I hope we see good things for Flacco. Not Cleveland, but Flacco.
The only really real note I have on this game is Brees Hall's a dog. He had himself a game.
Yes, sir.
Just just shouting that out with all the disappointment going on in Jets land. You got a dog in Brees Hall, and you got a receiver in Garrett Wilson. Wilson didn't have his best game last night. Hall though. Hall had a game.
But yeah, I guess moving on.
Oh yeah,
we get started.
I'm just gonna do this.
Yeah, Aaron, Mook, have fun.
You mean let me wipe the floor with this fake? Actually have to compete for a championship? Why not just destroy your entire league like the Lions did?
It's Detroit Lions versus Cowboys.
I mean, let's just say Detroit has the best 2 backs pretty much in the league right now behind the line of the Lions. Cowboys don't really have that great of a rush defense. And if we just keep allowing all the holding on Parsons, he ain't going to be a problem either. So, I mean, it's either going to be a blowout or it's going to be like come down to a field goal. Mookie?
Well, I got the Cowboys with 6. I think we play a lot better at home. I think we get like a 99 overall boost rating.
One thing I'm scared of. Fucking EA is slipping into the NFL now.
If this game was an away game, I'd probably go with the Lions, but since it's not, going with the Cowboys. That's really my only reasoning. I think our fans hype up the players, and they just play a lot better.
I think I put 5 or 6 on Detroit as well.
Aaron, best of luck. I hope my Cowboys win. This would be a massive game for us to win.
Best of luck. To be honest, I don't care if we win or lose. We're NFC champ. No chance. So that's all I care about. So
I mean, is
we gotta start
Detroit
little milestones? First playoff game.
is Detroit locked in at the 3, or can they move up or down? Well, I don't think they can move down.
We can't really. I mean, I think we can move down if we lose out.
And Tampa wins out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we're kind of like in the fight for. Because all we need, if we beat Dallas, San Fran, if we win out, San Fran loses 1, we're the 1 seed.
Okay, so yeah, y'all. Next week y'all play the Packers? Or do y'all
Vikings?
Vikings? Okay, I was gonna say I knew it was someone. It's all division games next week, so I kind of knew.
Yep.
Okay.
But I did put 5 on the Lions.
I have 6 on the lines. I just think this is gonna be a high-scoring, fun game. Like,
You know what? I actually have 13 open. I'm gonna put 13 on the Lions.
I mean,
Gotta put the money where the mouth is, right? Something like that.
you're not wrong.
So
I kind of look at this game. It's Goff in a dome, which he excels in. Dallas at home, where they excel. The only thing is, now seeing Philly kind of falter, I kind of have those doubts about Dallas again. When they play good teams, they seem to falter. It crept up once again against Miami, which by all doubts they had a very good chance to win that game. So I mean, I don't know which way this is gonna go. I got a lot of shaky points. That's how this got 6 on it. But I got 6 on Detroit to go in and take care of business. I mean, I'm looking at maybe a 38-35 score. I think it's going to be a big back and forth. I'm expecting a lot of points out of this game. As the one might say, it's the shootout game of the week. Also, for I pass the buck, can I ask? I mean, I know they're not doing it because Monday's New Year's, but like, why are they putting it on Saturday but still branding it as Monday Night Football?
I have no idea why they started having. This was like the 3rd week.
Well, they always do the Saturday games on the holidays, but like this particular game, which I imagine they moved it because Monday's New Year's, which cool, but they're literally saying it's Monday Night Football still. It's like no, it's not. It's Saturday Night Football. Like, why are you branding it Monday Night Football?
Right.
But
so I looked it up. The Buccaneers cannot get the 3 seed.
Well, that's fine. That means that Detroit can't go below the 3. So
yeah.
But it is interesting to note because while I don't think Philly will lose to Arizona or New York, it's not impossible. It's the NFL. Anything can happen. There's a very real possibility, though,
the Niners,
that San Fran could lose to the Rams next week. The Rams have been on fire. And also,
listen,
if it stays the way it is now,
to the Lions,
huh?
Just beat Stafford's last present to the Lions is beating the Niners.
Yeah,
and we're gonna win out, and we're gonna take the 1 seed and have a first round bye.
Hey, I would like to see it. Also a possibility that's very much on the board is we get Detroit and the Rams in the first round of the playoffs.
That's
and
the main reason I want to get the first seed. I don't want to see Stafford in the fucking playoffs.
Dude. Here's the thing. I wouldn't want to see the Rams. They've been on fire lately.
Yeah, they are cooking, and I don't want to.
That team's dropping like 40 a game, and the O line looks better. The defense is playing good. Like
they're healthy.
I'll be real, dude. If I'm Tampa, dude, I'm satisfied staying at the 4 seed. I would not want the 3 to have the Rams coming to town.
Oh god, if
No,
fucking that happens, the Tampa might as well just pack their bags and they might as well just stay home. Don't even show up.
Yeah.
Stafford's gonna hang 60 on them.
But yeah, after that run, I got 6 on Detroit, but I feel like this game could go either way. I feel it's gonna be very high scoring.
Yeah, 11 on the Cowboys. They're at home. They play a lot better at home. They're coming off a heartbreak loss, and before that, they kind of got shellacked by a team they probably feel like they shouldn't have gotten shellacked by. They're going to be playing angry football at home against a Lions team that does commit turnovers quite often enough. I think that their defense is going to step up this week. But yeah,
This game's a toss-up game for me. I got a 4 on the Cowgirls for some reason.
oh, yeah. Moving on, we have the best game of the week. We got the Patriots playing against the Bills.
I mean, I got 1 point on New England and the Bailey Zappies. New England beat them the first time. They're a team better adapted to cold weather. Buffalo just looked shaky against the Chargers. Division matchup. And, that there's only one on it because, it probably shouldn't happen. But the way Buffalo's been up and down all year, I'll throw one on New England. Why not? I know everyone's going to be on the Bills pretty big, so...
I went 14 on the Bills.
Yeah, I was like, I'll take the slight ding if it happens, but if New England upsets them, I'll laugh my way all the way to the bank.
I got 2 on the Patriots. My boy Bailey Zappi, I like him. He's good enough to win games of football. And the Bills always seem to suck against the Patriots. I don't know why. Don't ask me. But I'm just gonna hope history keeps repeating itself and the Patriots win out here.
Josh Allen throwing 3 picks to that defense,
Belichick just kind of has his number.
Good.
I also have 14 on the Bills.
I've got 15 on the Bills.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I for sure thought I was gonna be riding New England alone.
The hell no, Zappy's my boy. And this is a matchup the Patriots almost always win. Why wouldn't I take this?
Now, I will say this. If Buffalo wins this game, that date with Miami next week becomes super important.
But yeah, moving on. We got the Atlanta Falcons against the Chicago Bears.
Bear down!
3 on the Bears. Yes, sir. Bear down. Ugh.
Yeah, I got 2 on the Bears. I mean, dude, I don't know what to make of this game. I mean, Fields in that offense seems to get going every now and again. Atlanta's inconsistent. I'm basically going off the fact Chicago's at home and their defense has been better. I give Atlanta credit for picking up a win at Indy that I didn't think they were going to get last week. But, I mean, it's Taylor Heineke. I don't know what I'm getting with Atlanta. So the 2 is saying, hey, this is a coin toss. I'm going to put it on Chicago because they're at home. The defense has been good. I feel like this is a statement for Fields because, like I said, I don't feel like Chicago's keeping him. So I feel like this is his audition for other teams. So, I will say in a weird way, I had heard it pitched out if, like, Atlanta traded, like, their 2 to get Fields. And honestly, like, be my worst nightmare come to life because I think he would pop there. But for the purpose of this game, I got 2 on the Chicago Bears, and I'm banging on.
I got 9 on Chicago.
Yomo?
I got 4 Falcons. I'm mostly on the Falcons train because of the bet, and I kind of need them to win. It'd be so cool if they just won out. This is definitely a game I could see them winning, but they're both playing for a playoff spot. I think the Bears' chances are almost basically gone. So I think Atlanta will fight harder for a playoff spot.
Well, here's the Bears can't make the playoff, but here's the thing. They have Carolina's pick, so they have the number 1 pick. So their own pick, I think they have that too. So I mean that could falter, but the Bears have the number 1 pick again.
Yeah, they have their pick. They should be in the top 3. They should have 2 of the first 3 like Texans did last year.
depending
Well,
on if they win or lose. I mean, there's a few other teams above them because they're 6-9. So I mean, New England's there, the Jets are there,
Oh yeah, I forgot they've actually won a couple more games.
Arizona's there,
yeah, the
the
Bears
Commanders there.
of making the playoffs are one if they win this game against Atlanta.
Dude, the Bears are like that team where like 10 different things have to happen for them to make it. So you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah, pretty much. But I went with Atlanta, so
Oh man, I'll just put 4 on Atlanta. Atlanta's been my boys, and if there's a chance they can win the game, then I guess why not?
Out of curiosity, did you take them at Indy last week?
No, I didn't think they were gonna win that at all.
Yeah.
only I did.
Okay, I didn't. Yeah, I was shocked they won that game. Like, hats off to him. Heineke coming and look good. I do want to point it out to you, Mook, before we move on. If Atlanta loses this week and Tampa wins, the bet's over.
Yeah, I know.
Like, Atlanta can't catch them.
But I need Tampa to lose twice.
Mook gonna be putting 16 on the Panthers next week, y'all.
Oh god. Alright, well, moving on. We got the Las Vegas Raiders against the Indianapolis Colts.
I got it. Oh, go ahead, you got this.
I'm not happy with how life has led me down this path. Because at the beginning of the year, I would never have done this. But I have 5 on the Raiders. Their defense is playing really good. They have a capable offense. That defense has been like lights out though for whatever reason.
Yes, sir.
And they're playing with a new sense of pride. So
You know what they say?
I think they could win.
Fun again.
Yeah, I think they can come in and
still-
upset this Colts team very easily.
Yeah, I put 9 on Indy. I just don't buy the Raiders still. I mean, they did just beat that. Probably that win over Kansas City was probably one of their big. Like win over KC on Christmas is probably one of their biggest wins in forever. I mean, I know they beat KC last year, but you know, the spotlight was on them. It was on Christmas. Hats off to them. I think we're gonna get the letdown here. Indy's at home, just coming off kind of getting embarrassed by Atlanta. I think they're gonna bounce back here and stay in that playoff hunt.
I got 8 on the Raiders. Pretty much what Kuhn said. Again, that coach and just the atmosphere is kind of changing. So I see the Raiders definitely taking this one. Winning games they shouldn't.
I got 3 on the Colts. I just think the Colts are at home. I think they let Atlanta get away with one, and they're going to be back to their usual winning self.
So I think Pittman's back this week. He missed last week. I guess he had concussion symptoms. So Pittman should be back out there. He's been a monster when he played. I think his presence was definitely missed last week.
It's a good thing you don't have a broken fucking back.
Yeah.
I got 3 on the Colts. I think this game could go either way though, but I just like Gardner Minshew a little bit more as a game manager and quarterback than Aiden O'Connell, who had a pretty pathetic game last week.
You know, he had to follow up 63 points somehow, Asian.
Well, moving on. I feel like this is gonna be a unanimous one.
Wait a shit. What?
We got the LA Rams
Quarterback for the Raiders?
versus the Giants.
Aiden O'Connell. That's been their
Yeah, that's been his story for a while.
several weeks.
Has it really?
Yeah.
They benched Jimmy.
He's been their starter for like 6 weeks now.
Yeah, they
I
said
did
Jimmy.
not. I thought
They
it
said,
was still
dude,
Jimmy.
whenever they switched coaches, they were like, "Nah, Jimmy sucks. Get him out of there," and they benched him.
I've been looking at like nothing. I just see their scores. I gotta watch highlights or nothing over
It's
Raiders.
been Jim. It hasn't been Jimmy ever since they canned McDaniels.
Yeah.
I
Well,
will
That's
say
wild.
too.
I
Well,
just happened
I'm
to
really,
hear that and was like,
I'm really
what?
about to blow his mind here. What if I told you they won the last two without Josh Jacobs?
Damn.
And it's been something White.
Zamir White,
Oh,
Amir
yeah.
Abdullah. They got like,
Abdullah is my boy. That's a dog right
and
there.
they have another guy. I
Yeah.
can't remember off the top of my head. He's also another vet that was good though. And they've been running a three-head monster in Jacob's absence.
Yep.
They have a really good running back. It's kind of crazy.
Dude, Zamir White popped last week, dude. That man was running his ass off. He had like 130 yards or something like that.
Mm-hmm. But yep, LA Rams versus the Giants, boys. I put 14 on the Rams. I mean, I don't really gotta add anything, do I?
I'll put 15. I'm about to shit all over these boys.
Let me
got
just
13.
let me just take a page out of Mook's book. 15 on the Rams. Rams good. Giants bad. I wish the best for my boy Tyrod if he starts though, but good luck against the Rams, man. They're on fire.
I put 12 on the Rams.
I actually do have an interesting Ram stat before we move on. Puka needs 9 receptions and 130 yards to set the rookie record for both.
Which you might get this week.
Yeah.
Stafford's gonna force it. Stafford's good for that. He'll get it.
I'm just saying he's got 2 games
get it
to
to
get 9 receptions and 130 yards
I mean,
to
look
be
at
the
you.
rookie leader in both categories.
He's got 2 weeks to
Stafford
do it.
allowed Cup to break Calvin's record, so he's like, "Fuck it, Puka. Let's get you some." I'm setting every record. He's doing it all.
I mean, the Giants is the team to do it against.
What's really crazy is how many weeks was Stafford hurt for?
He only missed the Dallas game, I think. I mean, he's probably been hurt longer, but I think he only missed the Dallas game.
Okay. Never mind. I thought he was out for like 3-4 weeks.
I mean, I can give you 8.
It might have just been the Dallas game, but we can move on. That's crazy. I didn't know Puka
Yeah,
was that close to setting.
I feel like he was out a little bit longer in 1 week. Maybe not a lot, but at least I feel like it was at least 2.
Yeah, I feel like
Because I definitely remember Cup getting absolutely shit value for a while.
Yeah, because they went with the rookie and then they went with somebody else. I thought.
But yeah,
Maybe
while
not,
Caleb
maybe
looks
Wait.
up,
I'm looking here. That's per game. Did he
Remember that
like?
Ripon, didn't
Did
they?
he?
That Ripon?
Did he like start the Dallas game and leave? Because it says 13 for 22 for 162, 1-1. I didn't think he started that game though. He has stats for every game this year though.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
Huh?
I mean, I'm looking at his game log right now.
God, I did not feel like he had stats for every week, man.
Yeah, it's a 13 for 22, 162, 1-1 against Dallas, and then I will say the last ever since the Cardinals game on Thanksgiving.
You mean ever since they had Kyron come back
He's
to
had-
fuck us for a second time?
He's had 14 touchdowns and 1 interception.
Kyron ended on the Cardinals, went to IR, came back for the Cardinals. Like a piece of shit.
What week are we in?
We're in week 17. Is it 16?
Yeah, he's
Week
played
16.
in He's played games played is 14 this year for the Rams.
Okay, so he missed 2 games.
he's
Why does
missed
he?
2
Why does he
games.
have? Why does he have stats for those games? Because it says Pat. Yeah, I'm looking at his game log and it's got him with stats in every game.
That's crazy.
Well, moving on.
NFL cheating.
We have the Arizona Cardinals against the Eagles, and I got 15 on the Eagles. We have third string defensive pieces. We still have the great O-line. Murray is going to die. and they're going to run down our throats. That's it. Thank you.
And that's why I have 12 on the Eagles.
Yep, 50
I
on the
got-
Eagles.
14 on Philly. I mean, here's the thing. People are trying to like shit on Philly and be like, they're frauds. They lost to Dallas, San Francisco, and Seattle. None of those teams are like bad. I don't think, aside from the Jets game, Philly hadn't really had an embarrassing loss. Now, I don't think their defense is amazing, but like they've been taking care of business when they need to. And I mean, their losses came when they were in a 6-game stretch where they also played Miami, Buffalo, and Kansas City. So I think everything's fine in Philly. I imagine they'll win these 2 games, go into the playoffs as probably the 2 seed, maybe the 1 if they get lucky. But I got 14 on Philly to, beat down Arizona. But I do think it'll be a big day for Kyler and McBride. I just don't think it'll be enough to beat Philly and the monster that they've created down there.
I got 12 on Philly.
Mookie?
For everything that Coon said, I got 14 on Philly.
Alright, well, moving on. We got the Caleb game of the week.
Ah, yes.
We got the Saints versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
The Bake Show. Yeah, I got 10 on the Bake Show, man. Baker's been on fire lately. Rashad White's been on fire lately. Mike Evans been on fire lately. And New Orleans has still not been the same since we've lost Lattimore. I mean, we've just been very lackluster. And I'm going to be real at this point. Like, I'm never dissatisfied with the Saints win, but I don't want them to have a reason to bring back Dennis Allen. Like, it's time to move on. It's time to clean house. And watching Derek Carr is just very painful football to watch, y'all. So, for all those reasons, I'm going to take the team that's on fire in Tampa. And, like I said, Tampa's defense is bad, but I guarantee you Derek Carr will at least throw 1 turnover. And not to mention, we're still on the depleted old wide receiver core. It's been Olave has a big game, and then we see who pitches in. So, I feel like New Orleans isn't the team that can take advantage of Tampa's weakness, which is pass defense. They actually have a pretty good run defense, but I think that defense will get a few takeaways. I think they'll keep the ball and score, and yeah, I think Baker is gonna get the dub and clinch up the South. So 10 on the Bucks.
9 on the Bucks. I mean, the Saints. They're not.
Look, if they announce that Jameis Winston starting, I'll change my pick to New Orleans
I won't.
right now. Look, it'll just be inspiration. I mean, like I said, with Jameis, I get the 2 picks, but I also get the 2. At least I get entertaining football. I get the 2 TDs, and like one of the TDs will be a throw only Jameis Winston can make, and one of the picks will be a throw only Jameis Winston can make. But yeah, I'm just riding the hot hand, and I'd like to clinch my deal with Mook, and hopefully finally see him put some respect on Baker's name.
I got 11 on the Bucks.
Alright, Mook, how much did you put on the Saints?
Like 2.
I did put 2 on the Saints. I'm only picking the Saints because I need it for my bet. Hate to admit it, but Baker has.
This is the same team you faded last week and put 16 against.
Yeah, well, my 16 had to go somewhere. Rams have been playing good football.
Said my 16 had to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, Moving on to where I hope everyone's 16 is this week.
Well, I can tell you who 16 is not there. Asian, because he put it on the
Or
Browns.
at least where some 16s would be. It's the Niners versus the Washington Commanders. I got 16 on the Niners. Like,
Yeah, this is where my 16's at. It's on the Sam Howell command. No, it's on the Niners.
Same.
I got 15 on the game.
I got 13 on the Niners. My 16 also went to the Browns.
nope.
Oh well, damn.
Moving on, we got the Panthers against the Jacksonville Jaguars without Trevor Lawrence.
Man. Wait, Lawrence isn't playing?
That's what Aaron was saying before pause. Isn't it?
I have to take a look at this, right?
I could be. I mean,
I'm pretty sure
That's what I was
I've seen
saying.
it,
sources
too.
could be wrong.
Lawrence stopped
Here's-
behind.
here's
Jags
the-
went Lawrence with an AC sprain out for Sunday's game.
Yeah.
Oh, so now since they've lost 4 in a row, they're finally decide, no, now we're gonna let him get healthy.
Yeah. Now when they kind of need to get a couple wins.
I know it's gonna end up coming out. Well, here's the thing: nobody thought he was gonna play last week, and then Saturday night they're like, "Oh, we're just throwing him back out there." Damn. Here's the thing,
Feed
right?
them to the wolves.
And y'all know I'm big Trevor Lawrence guy, but ever since he got hurt in that game against Baltimore, he hasn't looked the same. And I mean, you get graded for how you play, obviously. You know, he gets dinged for playing through it, but it's like this team was a month ago. They were 8-3 in a one-score game with Baltimore for the 1 seed. Trevor goes down. They lose that game. Instead of letting Trevor get healthy and, you know, because worst comes to worst, you're still 8-7, but the centerpiece of your team would be healthy. It's just quite baffling to me. I don't know. I think it's going to be the downfall of the Jags season. You know, I hate to say it. It was the same reason that I picked Tampa last week, because I was like, well, it feels very Joe Burrow in Cincinnati, very Baker in Cleveland.
Tua in Miami.
Keep rolling. Yeah. Like keep rolling your quarterback out there and not letting him get healthy in games that didn't matter. If it was a playoff game, I'd completely understand. Like, hey, you're gonna play through it, but I don't know, man. It just feels very, very amateur-ish, and I mean, I have 12 on Jacksonville. I'm not gonna switch it because it's the Panthers. I think C.J. Beathard, I think, is the backup.
Yes,
He
sir.
can come in and have a decent game. I mean, the Panthers aren't very good. Maybe I'll change some things around, but I really don't want to go around messing with my points. So that's what I have right now is 12 on Jacksonville, just because if they lose to Jacksonville, even with the backup, I think they close the season against Indy. An Indy game's gonna be mighty interesting if that comes to fruition, because I think Jacksonville could still miss the playoffs, so it could be Jacksonville, Indy, winner in, loser goes home. So I got 12 on Jacksonville to get the job done, but I might move some things around here. You know what? I'll just ride Beathard, but it's been a miserable month for the Jags, and I feel like they would be in a more optimistic spot if they just let Trevor get healthy.
The Jags get Tennessee, and the Texans get the Colts to close the seasons out with.
Okay, I didn't know for sure.
Well, with that being said, I put 10 on the Jaguars. I think even with the backup QB, they should be able to beat the Panthers. Panthers are kind of dookie.
I put 9 on the Panthers. Sorry, Jags.
Oh, the Panthers, huh? That's crazy. 9?
No, that's
9 on the Panthers? Yeah. Feeling pretty good.
It's gonna be the Adam Thielen game you've always wanted.
Right. He saw that man's tweet and was like, "Oh yeah, blacks versus whites. Watch this. About to go for 406.
He's gonna go back to early season Adam Thielen for you for this game.
He's gonna go back to prime Minnesota Thielen when he was breaking everyone's ankles with his routes."
I have 10 on the Jags. I don't want to have 10 on the Jags, but that's the way the points fell this week, and I can't make any adjustments right now.
I feel you. I feel you.
I got 3 on the Panthers. I think Jacksonville's defense is kind of weak. I think Carolina, they didn't win last week, but they put up 30 points, and Bryce Young had his best game yet. I can see him riding that confidence going into this week in outthrowing CJ Beathard. Because CJ Beathard is not that good either. So I don't know, I kinda like the upset in the spot with good old Bryce Young here. I actually have him scoring the most points too. But yeah, moving on, we got the Dolphins versus the Ravens. Oh god.
I got 5 on Baltimore. This literally could go either way. This was 2 of the big AFC powerhouses, so I went with the team with the MVP.
Yeah, I put 4 on Baltimore. I think they take care of business and lock up the 1 seed in what's been a very, very tough AFC North this year. Miami could win this game. It would definitely create bigger buzz if they did, having everything on the line the last week of the season, but it's hard to bet against Baltimore. I mean, it's crazy to think Lamar was on the market and nobody gave up the farm to get him.
Yeah, I was saying that when that whole situation was going on. I was like, that is fucking ridiculous.
Especially, now since he looks like, unless something catastrophic happens, that he's on his way to winning his second MVP and essentially maybe going on a huge playoff run with this Ravens team. But yeah, I'm riding forward with Baltimore. They're at home. They've been beating good teams all season, and until last week, Miami hadn't beat a good team, and then beat the other team that has trouble beating good teams. So I think Miami's a good team, but I'm gonna ride Baltimore, the team that's been doing it all season.
I will also put 6 on the MVP, Tyreek Hill.
I wouldn't hate if Hill or McCaffrey got MVP.
I really think Hill deserves it this year, man. But it's a quarterback reward, so. But yeah, I got 6 on Miami. It's just because 2 of them went with Baltimore, so I figured another one of these guys is gonna go with Baltimore. I've been liking Miami all year, so why not just go out on my own on Miami potentially?
Look, as the only guy here that took Baltimore on Monday, I can't back off the Ravens now.
I went a little high on this game. I got 9 on the Ravens. I think the Ravens are just juggernauts, and I think they're trying to lock up the 1 seed and get that first round bye, and I think they're going to do it against Miami. Just because they're big juggernauts, and Miami struggles to win against teams with winning records. So I'm
I got
confident.
8 on Baltimore.
All my own Tyreek Hill, let's go. That's all it takes. 1 Tyreek Hill blowout, But, oh god, this is a football game. We got the Tennessee Titans versus the Houston Texans.
I mean, I put 3 on Houston. I don't know who's starting for Tennessee.
Levis.
Is it Tannehill again?
Levis.
Well, Levis missed last week. He was hurt.
Yeah, no, they cleared them.
Yeah,
They cleared
It
them.
was concussion.
Is cleared and he's starting.
I mean, I got 3 on Houston. Stroud's back. I seen Houston without Stroud, and if he wasn't playing, it would be the other way. But he is playing, so I think they'll take care of business. And
Yeah, I've got 7 on the Texans.
they're still playing inspired football. They're still in that playoff hunt. Tennessee's just kind of waiting for the end of the year to get here. I think
Getting their franchise guy back as well. They're freaking buckled in and ready to get back to business.
I'll say this Tennessee team's going to be an interesting one to look at next year because it's probably going to be without Derrick Henry.
No
It's
It's
going
gonna
to
D-Hop.
be
be
great.
rebuild mode.
You know, yeah, if they give Levis another year, I think you kind of give him a full year, see what he can do, but we'll see what they end up doing. I think Houston takes care of business, but you never know with Vrabel. Vrabel could always squeak out a win when you don't expect it.
I got one on the Texans. I just don't like this game. For fantasy purposes, I hope DeAndre Hopkins goes crazy and Derrick Henry goes crazy.
I'm worried about Henry going crazy, not as worried about D Hop.
I need D-Hop to catch a touchdown. That's it, man.
It just feels like D Hop's having like a down year. Feels like he pops like one every 4 games, so maybe this is the one.
I got 11 on the Texans. It's a little high, but he's not playing for anything, and the Texans are potentially playing for the 4 seed there and a playoff spot. They're in a 3-way tie for their division, and that just so happens to have, a playoff spot, like the division lead, and a wild card spot. So I think, realistically, I think the whole division will win minus Tennessee and keep the race very interesting for a last week matchup.
I guess 6 on Houston.
Did everybody go?
Yep. Yes, sir.
I don't have it pulled up. You want to tell us what the next one is?
Yeah. The next game is Pittsburgh going to Seattle.
Oh, yeah. Asian?
Well, I'm glad Rudolph had a good game last week, but it was against Cincinnati defense, and Kenny Pickett also looked like an all-star against that Cincinnati defense. Looks like Rudolph's going to be starting again this week. I don't have that much confidence, but I got 2 right now on the Steelers. Seattle should probably win this game, but I will be sticking with 2 on the Steelers.
I got 10 on the Hawks.
Yeah, it's very rare that I fade Tomlin big, but I got 11 on Seattle. I just don't buy Mason Rudolph. You got to show it to me more than once, especially against Cincinnati D. Seattle's been playing some good ball though. I mean, they got off the close game at Dallas. They beat Philadelphia. They won against Tennessee last week in what was a rough game, but I mean, Gino, Metcalf, Lockett, Jackson Smith, and Jigba, that team could score, and I just gotta see. I think Pittsburgh can win, but I gotta see Rudolph do it more than just one time. For all I know, it was Christmas time. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was out, man. I never thought I would see a group of people cheering Mason Rudolph, but hey, good on him. He went out there and got it. But I got 11, and Seattle's just a very tough place to play, so 11 on the Hawks.
I got 1 on the Steelers. I think their defense will help them win this game against the Hawks. I mean, they're both playing for a playoff spot, but I'm just gonna go with the Steelers on this one. Low comp.
These are 2 teams that at point you said was trash as shit this season.
Yeah.
Imagine you looked at this game and you said, "Oh God."
But the Steelers were winning somehow.
I mean, do you still think what you thought about these 2 teams at that time?
No, but I do still think Seattle's not going to the playoffs.
The only thing I have to ask you about that is if they're not going, who is? I mean, it's got to be Green Bay or Minnesota.
Well, obviously the Rams.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That leaves the last 3 being Seattle. Who's in that playoff hunt? Seattle, New Orleans, Minnesota, Green Bay, and Atlanta. are all
So
in that
talking
bubble.
about the Rams real quick, could you see them being like the Giants and going all the way
Oh,
and
I
winning it?
could. With how if they
Eli
stay healthy,
winning
if
9
they
and
stay,
7.
yeah, if they stay healthy, I think I think that they match up very well with all the teams in the NFC.
They do.
And I think they can put up points, and Stafford's done it before.
I have 13 on the Steelers. That defense is really good. Rudolph looked good. Yeah, it was against Tennessee's defense, so who knows? But I don't know. I'm gonna buy into the Rudolph stock early this season. I like that crowd cheering him on. He wants that feeling again, and he's gonna play for that feeling.
Well, he ain't gonna get them cheers.
Yeah, he wants the silence this week. Ah, I like Mason Rudolph. I think he can get it done against Gino and them. The defense is more capable of carrying if he can't. So
if there's a random team to put big points on, I mean Pittsburgh. Mike Tomlin's that dude.
yep. So 13 on
Oh,
the
but
season.
yeah, but Mook, I am generally curious. If it's not Seattle, who do you have in that spot?
I don't think Mook knows.
Yeah, he's just on mute. The silence is deafening. All right, then I guess we can move on.
Oh god, the Chargers at Denver against the Broncos.
Oh, I got 8 on Stidham, baby. Yeah, I just don't think the Chargers are a good team. They played very inspired football last week, but I think it was more Buffalo on the roller coaster than what the Chargers did. I mean, I just think Denver at home. I mean, the big story here is Russell Wilson getting benched. I guess to save the money. I think it's obvious he isn't going to be a Bronco next year, but Stidham actually has a pretty decent contract, so I feel like Peyton's gonna dial it up. We're probably gonna see Stidham throw a lot. I mean, Peyton's probably gonna try to see what he has. Yeah, I just think that Denver overall is gonna be the better team here and pull out the dub at home.
Aaron, Asian, Mook.
I got 5 on the Chargers. I don't know if benching Russell Wilson is the move at this point in the season. And the Chargers, ever since losing Staley, they have improved. So I think that the Chargers will come away at the dub, crushing the Broncos' chances at playoff.
Well, here's the thing, Mook. They kind of basically said, well, we're not really aiming for playoffs after losing to New England last week. They said, we're worried about having to pay Russell so much money if he gets hurt because we're going to try to move off of him next year.
Gotcha.
I got 6 on the Chargers, though. I think kind of benching Russell is going to break up the team just a little bit. Where they're not going to play at the high standard they've been playing at, especially with the new play caller. I mean, taking a receiver out, D tackle, GN, that's cool, but taking your play caller, your field general, I mean, kind of a big thing. So we'll see how that run game is.
Oh, also, my score is 24-17.
Oh, yeah, we have to call this game, don't we?
What?
Oh,
No,
well,
I
this
don't.
is weird.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
do what
this
the
is
fuck?
one of the. Oh, this is weird because
Luke, did you say 24-17?
Yes, I did.
I hate you.
Was that your score?
Yeah.
So this is weird because in my score I have the Chargers with more points than the Broncos. I'm just gonna switch this up. I'm just gonna switch these scores around. I got an 18-16 Denver in a weird ass game.
I have 12 on the Broncos, and I have it 3-10. So
I got 1 on the Broncos, and I did not put a score.
you can put it still.
Thank you.
No, you can't. Yeah, you can.
For
Never
sure.
mind.
Deadline is only for the most points.
Sure, have a good one, Pops.
Let's go 12-13.
We all have this being a random ass low scoring game.
I mean, I just don't have trust in the Chargers offense. No Keenan Allen, no Palmer. Austin Eckler looks like he's hit that age wall.
Wait, is Allen not playing again?
Nope.
Not that I know.
Well, he came back last week. That's why I asked.
Yeah.
And Palmer played last week too, didn't he?
And Palmer's ruled out.
Damn craziness. He was playing pretty good ball.
Wow.
And like I said, I
Gonna be
think.
the Quentin Johnson and Gerald Everett
Yep.
show.
Oh, well, I'm very happy to keep my points on the Stidham to come in and throw in that audition for Mr. Payton.
Well, moving on, we have the Cincinnati Bengals playing the Kansas City Chiefs.
Look, there's no rhyme or reason why I have this other than KC hadn't been playing good football. Got 5 on the Bengals.
Got 11 on KC.
I got 8 on the Bengals.
Crunch time.
I got 7 on KC.
I got 8 on KC.
That's it.
I want to keep saying that Casey's gonna figure it out, but every
There's
time I
nothing
do,
to figure
they
out. The
find a way
receivers
to
can't
lose.
catch. Like there's nothing figuring out. They know the problem. They can't do anything. It's week 17. The receivers can't catch. I mean, Tony,
Here's the thing. I think Casey's has a really good defense, and I think they have the piece. I think Monday may have been the worst Mahomes game I've ever watched live.
I think mentally right now, Mahomes is not there. I think like the last few games has really gotten to him, and I think he just needs to really like shake everything off and just get back to being Mahomes, who can win games without anybody else.
I'll say this about him. I think Rashee Rice is a good 2. I think they still need a 1 there. I think if they get that figured out, they're gonna
The draft and
rolling.
free agency.
Now I'll say this: they sacrificed
Casey's biggest thing.
they sacrificed the receiver depth to get a good O line because I mean they got a solid defense. They fixed the O line. Yeah, they just have trouble, putting points up, which is weird to say about KC.
If only there was a good free agent wide receiver at the beginning of the year for them to sign. Oh wait, there was D-Hop. Yeah.
Yeah. Remember the D-Hop to KC rumors?
That would have been. They would be doing a lot better than they are right now offensively.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
It'd be nasty.
D-Hop and Kelsey? Ew.
I would be sliding Tennessee some money under the table, but listen, drop D-Hop. This is your $15 million right now. Drop D-Hop, no fucking questions asked.
But yeah. I got 8 on the Bengals, just mainly because, I don't know, Casey has bit me the last couple times I've taken him, and why not take a chance on Cincy?
Coon, we took Cincy for the same reason. KC just hasn't played good football.
This next game is garbage, though.
This next game
This is the last game of the week.
is deciding a lot of playoff implications for these two teams.
Mm.
We got the Green Bay Packers versus the Vikings.
Did you see 3 NFC North teams in the fucking play?
The Packers suspended Jair Alexander for this week, by the way.
Yeah,
he went out and decided that he wanted to be captain.
Yeah, he called a coin toss, and they respond by suspending him when you're playing for a playoff spot. That is dumb.
I think they should have just tagged him with a large fine. And really, the only people that should have a legitimate gripe in this is the Panthers, because he said that they wanted to play defense to start the game and after halftime, which you can do. And the ref was like, "Are you sure?" The Panthers should be like, "No. He said what he said. Like, he don't get no takesy backsies over here." Like,
No
But
chance
yeah,
he's back.
yeah, dude, like, there should be a punishment. It should not be to suspend what is your most important game of the season.
No,
I
he's
hope
like their
I
best
hope
player.
that like Justin Jefferson shits like 98 yards first play of the game
Oh, JJ's
down the
about to
backup's
go
throat.
off. I mean, Douglas
I mean, dude,
is
he went
not
off last
Zaire,
week too. No,
So,
Douglas got traded to the Bills, man.
oh yeah, that's right. I knew that too. Why did I even say that? Jesus, they don't even have it.
But
Who is
that
their
being
number 2?
said, I couldn't tell you, man.
Fuck.
He was their number 1 for a while because Alexander's missed some time. Like I said, man, I think it should be something to prove the point. Like, hey, you can't do this if you're not a captain. Which the main reason he did is because he's from the area. So I guess they generally make you captain when you're from the area, but they didn't in this case. And
Well, honestly, he's one of the best players on the team. I don't know why he wouldn't be a captain.
Yeah, I don't
like,
understand how he isn't a captain.
I mean,
it's
he's
just
here.
a fumble on all parts, and it's like, but the fact you suspended him is fucking wild. Especially, primetime game.
Against one of the
Playing for the
arguably
season.
the best wide receiver too.
And you're like a veteran presence on a very young team.
Wait, Amon Ra's out there? I didn't know he was out there.
I didn't say
I thought we
Amon.
played the Cowboys.
He is arguably one of the best too. Maybe best.
Oh, he is. I mean, everyone's talking about. But everyone's talking about these other receivers who have 100-yard games. He's got like 8, 9 this year.
Wait, what receiver were we talking about?
We're talking about Amon Ra, but he was
I know
talking
Amon-Ra.
about Jefferson.
I was talking about JJ.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, JJ missed some time, but it's been good seeing JJ back.
Oh, dude, he played his heart out against the Lions. Like, I felt bad. I honestly felt bad for him.
Dude, I didn't realize old Mullins turned the ball over like 3 times.
That's what he
He
does.
threw it to Ifatu Melawanu. Like,
And that's
why
why
they're
they're
going
going
with
Jalen Hall this week.
yeah.
Oh, they're
like,
going
don't
with
go.
Hall?
Yeah.
Yep.
Mullins ain't gonna see. They're probably gonna cut him. Find a new backup.
that scares me with my champ match against Kuhn because I need Jefferson to pop.
I got 5 on the Packers with the score being 20-17, by the way.
Yeah, I got 7 on Minnesota with the score 24-13. I mean, Minnesota's defense has been playing better. They're at home. I just don't know what
That's why
I'm
I
getting
put
from.
1.
I just don't know what I ever get from Green Bay. Like, some weeks they look good and they beat Kansas City. Then the next week they come out and they lose to Tommy Cutlets. Like, I just think they're a young team. I think, I think you give Jordan Love another year, personally, but it's been a very up and down year for the Packers, and I'm just gonna.
I mean, honestly, I'm looking. I personally, I mean, I would probably give Love 1 more year, but I think he's gonna end up being a backup, or another team might give him 1 more shot.
I mean, yeah, I would. Out of what I've seen, I would say he's probably gonna end up being a backup, but
I
it's
mean,
like,
backups can come in, have a few good games, but they can't do it for a season.
but
And
it's
that's what
like,
Love has been showing. Like, he has potential, but like, is he really working? Is he
I mean,
putting in
it's
the work?
also been 4 years.
Yeah, I mean, he's
Like, he
also sat
sat
behind Rodgers,
Rodgers forever.
who's arguably one of the top, like, 10, 15 of all time.
But
Easily.
yeah, I would agree with that assessment. I mean, but it's been a weird year, man. AJ Dillon's not having a good year. Freaking,
They hate Aaron Jones for some reason.
Well, I was gonna say Aaron Jones injured his hammy week 1, and it feels like he hadn't been the same player all year. Feels like he has a game here or there, and then he misses 2 more games, and I'm like, how many games has Aaron Jones actually played this year? Like 6?
I don't think he's played in many. I don't think he has many full games.
And then when he does play, it's like they're playing it cautious, and I'm like, the dude's not ready to go. Just don't play him.
And they don't know what the fuck to do with the receivers they have because they have a really talented wide receiver group, but they only throw the one guy.
Dude, it seems like Christian Watson's missed half the year too. Because you have Dobbs there, you have some dude named Wicks that was popping off.
Dontavian Wicks. You have Jaden Reed, who's
Yeah,
also
And then
really
you had
good.
Jaden Reed, like,
Reed was one of their big time where they were really hoping he was going to be like a Randall Cobb.
And he's
Yeah,
shown
target.
flashes. Like they've all shown
Yeah.
flashes, and they just only throw one receiver at a time. They are very one dimensional.
Yep.
But-
You can find out who they're throwing to that game. You can pretty much lock that down. So,
yeah, I'm gonna ride Minnesota with 7. Like I said, I just feel like Green Bay's inconsistent. Feel like next season, I feel like I've seen enough with Love. I'm not gonna be sad if they move off of him or anything, but I feel like there's a lot of very young pieces in Green Bay that if they can get it right on defense, because they've been shaky on defense the last few seasons, I feel like that team could be dangerous depending on who's there next season. But as far as this season goes, I got 24-13 Minnesota. My most and least are actually the obvious picks this week. I got the Rams for most and the Manders for fewest.
I got 7 on the Vikings. I would have gone 7 on the Vikings if it was Mullins playing, but I saw Jaren Hall was playing. I was like, oh, I see enough of Jaren Hall to know that he's the better than Nick Mullins, so I'll put 7 on Jaren Hall. Plus, you got Justin Jefferson there. Like, I don't know.
Who are they running at backup? Are they still just completely benching Dobbs?
I don't know what they're doing with Dobbs, but I'd be very happy if they were playing Dobbs this week. But Jaren Hall looked pretty damn good before he got injured. I think he'll be able to win this week. I got the score being 27-20.
I will say I'd put Manders in my least, but I'd like to see my boy Brissett pop off.
Jets were my least, and Carolina was my most.
I got the Vikings with 7 as well. Really, I want to go lower on this because I see this being a field goal game. I think it just comes down to whoever has the ball last, and I got the Vikings with the ball last.
I think Ty Chandler's gonna fucking pop off.
The way I look at it, who's guarding Justin Jefferson?
In a 24-27 game, and I have the Baltimore with the most and the Patriots with the least.
Like, you suspended Jair Alexander. You don't really have a real number 2 corner.
So
You
according to this,
should ought to lose this game because Justin Jefferson has nobody on him.
according to this, their right cornerback is someone named Byron Murphy Jr., who's also out.
Byron Murphy Jr. is actually
Arizona.
he's actually good, but he's out.
Yeah, he's out. And then
You
there's a
can't
guy
cover
named
Jay Jetto, so.
Akaleb Evans, a dude named Andrew Booth Jr., a dude named Najee Thompson, and then there's
Young
a
kids.
questionable guy on the right named Mecky Blackman.
Exactly. So you bench Jair Alexander, who is the only person on your roster who is going to be able to even try to cover Justin Jefferson. I say try because Justin Jefferson is that good that you can only try.
They're gonna put Harris.
So now,
on a 1v1.
what the fuck are you gonna do to guard Justin Jefferson?
They're gonna move Harrison Smith to corner.
He's on Justin Jefferson's team. What do you mean?
Oh yeah, that's the Vikings.
Just
So
gotta see-
I
you can just
looked
gotta
at
see
the.
Jefferson and hope that Hall doesn't throw the ball very well.
I was looking at the wrong depth chart. I was
No,
looking at the
you're
wrong
just
depth
relying on the fact that Hall has no brain.
You know,
I was
I'm just
looking-
relying on the fact that Hall just can't throw the ball very well.
Let's see.
It's
here.
just a dumb move.
Okay.
That's why I'm pretty confident that they're gonna win this week.
The backup is a guy named Keyshawn Nixon, and a dude named Corey Ballantine and David Long Jr.
Yeah, ball
On
and
the
team.
right side, there's a dude named Eric Stokes and Carrington Valentine.
Well, ball and team because of Madden.
Yeah, he's the guy behind the guy that's doing it.
It's just like, I don't know, man. You want to win in the playoffs, then you suspend your only person who's going to be able to cover Justin Jefferson.
Night.
I also agree with you that, that's a dumb move. While we're talking Vikings, I'm just going to ask y'all, Kirk Cousins gonna be the quarterback there next year.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so as well. I think they're.
I
Gonna
think the fan base doesn't want him, but I think the Vikings know that he actually has been playing good football for the past 2 years, and they're gonna bring him back.
Here's the thing. Think that I think that the fan base in Minnesota likes Cousins. I think it's everybody outside of Minnesota that's like, oh, but it's Kirk.
But yeah, he's had 2 good years. I think they bring him back for another year. A
I
one year
think he's-
prove it deal, essentially.
I think it's gonna be a 1 year like 10 mil deal. I think he's loved in the building. I think the fans there love him. I'm like, I just don't see him moving on because especially with their record now, when they were 1-5 and they were like a top draft pick, I was like, oh, they might draft a guy. But being 7-8, I kind of think they're just gonna bring him back and go for it. So
Because if they bring in Kirk Cousins for you, realistically, they're probably not going to bring Dobbs back. Probably going to let Dobbs walk. So they'll have Cousins and Hall. They'll let Hall sit under Kirk for a year. Or they might just draft a new guy to try to learn from Kirk. But I just don't see a world where they move off of Kirk.
yeah, I don't either. And good for Kirk. He's gonna add more money to his already very expensive contract. that
Yes,
he's
sir.
gotten in the past.
Kirko dripping, man. He's a god.
Yeah, I just don't see. I don't see it either. And also, now with as much as I hate to say it because it was a hot take at the beginning of the year. Madison has not been him, and Ty Chandler looks like he might be him.
Yeah, I bet they'd be wishing they paid Dalvin a little bit, huh?
I
Yeah,
You bastards.
don't know.
I mean,
I
here's
would've
the
paid him.
thing.
I would too.
Yeah, here's the thing. I mean, Dalvin's gonna miss a game or two a year, but he always gave you solid numbers.
Or I would try to give him like a contract where a lot of his money was made up with how he performed.
Incentive.
Yeah,
Like,
incentive.
you gotta
Give him an
hit
incentive-based
10 touchdowns,
contract.
1,500 yards.
Well, you see how
Like,
Dalvin's worked out in New York. He's very irritated there. I don't think he'll be back there next season.
Well, he's not a share back. He's that guy.
I don't think Dalvin's gonna be playing as a starter for any team next year.
That's two starters, so.
To be fair about it too, like at the beginning of the year, that Jets team thought they were gonna have Rodgers and be competitive. But yeah, well, and the other problem with Dalvin being a him back is the Jets already have their him back.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and Dalvin's a piece to bring in when he's tired.
Yeah, and it just hasn't been
Expensive
working
piece.
for him.
No. Because he needs to get up and go. He's not a back who's going to just touch the ball just once and break one. Like, he needs to.
He needs like 10 to 20 touches per game.
Yeah, he needs his touches. He's one of those backs.
But yeah, feel bad for Dalvin. He got really fucked during the offseason. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah!
So, out of curiosity, one last question before we call it. What game y'all think they're gonna flex to the nighttime spot next week? Because they always flex one. I'm looking at the game that have the most implications. I'm gonna say it's gonna be Rams San Fran.
Gonna be a heck of a
I don't
game.
give a fucking Broncos Raiders. What do you mean?
Well, it'll be one with. It looks like it'll
Probably
probably.
will kill us.
I'll say this: if Miami wins this week, it'll probably be Buffalo Miami.
What do you mean?
Oh,
Denver's
fuck
gonna
you.
have playoff implications. They might be able to make it.
Dude, if we got Denver Raiders. God damn, winner gets in, loser goes home. God damn, dude. That'd be terrible. They could also do Houston. I'm trying to think what it was last year. I think it was like Cincy, maybe.
I'm going with my Broncos Raiders.
No, I remember what it was last year. Aaron should remember too. Because his team stopped a certain team from going to the playoffs last year.
Yeah, we stopped Green Bay.
Yeah, it was Detroit Green Bay. That's what they flexed last
fucking-
year.
And the
It was-
Rams couldn't get it done because Stafford was fucking hurt in Seattle. Ended up
Yeah.
beating the Rams to get in over us.
Yep. And then y'all
Rams
had to
beat
play
Seattle, we were
spoiler. Y'all had to play spoiler to stop Green Bay from getting in.
Yeah, and
Because
then we
if
said,
Green Bay
Rodgers,
won.
leave the North. You are no longer anything here.
Yep.
See you later.
I remember what it was last year. It was Packers Lions.
Yep. And Rodgers really needed it. And Kirby Joseph was a rookie and had 2 picks on him and said, I don't think so.
And this year's gonna be Broncos Raiders. That's crazy.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be Rams San Fran, but it could be Buffalo Miami. I don't really
I would
see
say
anything
Rams San
crazy.
Fran, but I could see that being the NFC North, the NFC Championship game.
I think it's going to be Texans Colts.
Yeah, they could run if Texans Colts, especially if Carolina beats the Jags. They've got a few options. Now, I was just curious what y'all thought.
Can't wait to watch Denver in another primetime game.
So another great question, since we're late in the season now. Does Chicago A, keep Fields, draft Harrison, or B, draft Williams, trade value for Fields? And
I've
then,
already told. Oh, go ahead.
no, that's pretty much it because
I've already told you.
I
I think Chicago's gonna back off of Fields and draft Caleb with the 1.
I mean, there's been talk about them going away from Fields, but it's just like I just,
Like I
Here's game.
said during the pick'ems, my worst nightmare is Atlanta like giving him a 2 and Fields coming to the South, because I think he would pop with Atlanta.
no, Fields would be so good with an option with Bijan having a big time receiver like Drake London.
I guess
Yeah, dude, and I think they're gonna move off of him. I mean, I don't know if that's the right choice, but I think that's what because I think they're gonna fire their coach. I think they're gonna bring in a new coach, so they're just
If
gonna
we're not
clean house.
starting Hooker next year, I wouldn't mind seeing Fields come to Detroit. I'm being straight honest with you.
I'm gonna be
With
real.
our
I don't
offensive
think they're
line-
gonna move off of Goff.
I really want to though. He's gonna want something big, and we have space right now. We have space, and we have a quarterback who's 25 fucking years old and was literally in the Heisman run by himself.
but it's also unproven at NFL level.
I mean, what he was doing to college kids. I mean, Tennessee was dropping 60 points a game, just straight rolling over everybody.
Yeah, but that is
And
still
he's not
college.
having
It's a
an
very
entire
different game.
season.
Well,
Yeah,
you,
but I
you
mean,
look
if
at
we're
that.
not
You
going
look
to
at
start
that.
him. There's no point to start him when he's 26, 27 years old. What's the point of starting when he's 27?
You look at that
Goff.
team in team in San Fran, and you see what's possible when you're not paying your quarterback.
Right. There's no
What do you mean?
reason
C-Mac
Goff
is getting paid.
Like, there's, I think, a 4-year difference between Hooker and Goff. Goff is going to want 4 or 5 years, probably 220,000 or million, 230 million. Like, he's going to want a nice fucking contract. Deshaun Watson has a fucking 4-year, 240 million contract, and Goff is way better than that.
Yeah, but that's
So-
the Browns' bad decision making that made that happen. So that's an enigma.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
the Browns are like Joe Flacco is somehow saving them from the karma they deserve.
Yeah.
If Goff had an arm, I wouldn't mind it. We are wasting JMO, and I'm over it. Hooker can get it downfield. You don't need to be accurate when you just launch it as far as you can.
Huh.
So, JMO's 6'2" and as fast as Tyreek. Longer strides. He already burns so many corners deep. Goff cannot make the throw. 40 yards. That's about it. Pretty much Goff has to say hut and throw it as far as he can. And JMO is probably still slowing down. It's the only bad thing I got to say about Goff. He had a few games where he had the turnovers. He got sloppy. He cleaned it up against, I want to say, the Chargers when he threw 5 touchdowns and no picks. So he's been playing good ball. But I'm just I'm over it. So Stafford, I would say yes. I would sign him. Give him
I wonder why.
But, man, listen, I miss Stafford. I'm
That
glad
was
he got a
like-
ring, but come back home and get another one.
Yeah.
Maybe two. Come on. Listen, with Stafford and
We
all-
changed. We promised.
Yeah, like, we're good now. We won the North. Please, come get your Super Bowl
And you,
home.
go, come, just have a nice chat with Dan Campbell. Y'all go way back.
Oh God, honestly, that would be something. But anyways, we can end it.
Yep.
But yeah, to answer your question, I'm interested in what the other guys think, but I think Chicago's gonna move off Fields.
I think Chicago's gonna keep Fields and trade their pick.
Who has the number 2 pick?
Right now, Arizona, I think.
Is it so? Fuck, Harrison's going to Arizona.
Yeah, I think Arizona.
That's what I was telling you, Aaron. I think Arizona's getting Harrison.
On draft day, when Arizona comes up and you don't hear Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah, we hear Isabella Andy.
Or Arizona could
Trade down,
the other-
draft
other-
O-line,
Yeah, I was gonna say
draft defense.
If Arizona takes the best O lineman on the board, I don't think anyone would complain about that.
Or like the best,
No, 'cause
or like the
2 years
best
in a row
corner.
they took 2 good linemen.
I wouldn't be mad at a corner, a lineman, or Harrison.
Detroit, that's what they need to draft with edge rush and corners. I don't want nobody else. Unless Harrison's on board.
Do y'all remember when Arizona took O line last year and Kuhn was like, he sent that voice clip, he's like, we actually took O line! I'm so happy!
Yes. It was a great day. It was a great day. It was the Super Bowl. That was a Super Bowl victory.
I think if y'all are gonna go O line though, y'all will trade down.
I
and then
think we would
take
too. I
O-line
think we
and-
would trade
You
down
won't-
like
you
the
won't take
6th
O-line,
pick.
too. That would be dumb. You take skill players, top 5, top 7 maybe. Pushing it, but usually your top 5 are always going to be your backs, your corners, your receivers, or your quarterbacks.
I think Arizona's definitely aiming at Marvin Harrison Jr. And if he gets drafted before us somehow, then I think we just trade down and get a lineman.
I mean, dude,
Yeah.
I look
Or
at
your
it,
corner.
Like Chicago, I'm sure they're fighting up in their head office right now. Like, do we go off of Fields or do we add like this Harrison kid, who is a big time target? And then after that, like, hey,
DJ Moore and Marvin Harrison Jr. Looks very nice on paper.
I'll say this, man.
yeah,
Kyler don't have many targets to throw to right now, so I wouldn't hate him going to Arizona. You got Hollywood there, and you got
you
McBride.
think I want him in my fucking division? No, I don't want him going to the
Dude.
Bears.
dude, like
Hollywood.
McBride.
Hollywood
No,
can't be a 1, I don't think, sadly.
rem-
No, Hollywood should only
No.
stick in that slot. Like, he's not that one.
But he is a hell of a 2.
remember the first
he's
month
out
of the
too.
year? Remember the first month of the year when we were just wanting Arizona to bench Zach Ertz?
Yes.
We're sitting there, we're like, he's getting 15 targets a game, and I'm like, why?
McBride. I'm so happy. Dude, Arizona.
Seeing McBride come in and McBride's
When McBride came in, and then Ertz was like, oh, but I want to start, or whatever he said. And they come, I was like, oh my god. They did the smart thing. They let the old men leave the retirement home. Holy shit.
Yeah,
Dude, I'll say this. Fantasy-wise, if you don't have a tight end at this point in the year, there was plenty of guys available at some point,
I'm so glad that I took Laporta in my league.
Joku.
I'm so happy that I
I
picked
knew
up
that too.
McBride in our Yahoo League because he saved me.
Dude, I've picked up Ferguson. I still have Goddard on the bench, but like Ferguson's done me good for Dallas. They throw that they throw that man the ball like 9 times a game.
At least.
Yeah, he's like right behind CD. It's Ferguson, and I'm like, oh, okay. But
Yeah,
then
that's just
Joku was
safety
there,
valve.
McBride was there, Ferguson was there. Like
The
there was a lot of dogs out there.
guy in Atlanta, not Kyle Pitts.
The other, you're talking about Johnny.
No.
Johnny was doing good for a while.
Yeah, Johnny was good for a while.
Honestly,
I mean, if
hope
you
Kyle
really ever
Pitts
had a
leaves
dartboard
Atlanta.
throw, I had him like the first 3 weeks of the season when he actually did something. But Hunter Henry, like,
And when Kyle Pitts leaves Atlanta and lands in
It-
Detroit,
You're not getting everybody who's good, Aaron. Calm down.
listen, you don't know Brad and Dan, okay? They get what they want.
I know what team they're on.
They get
That's enough for
dogs.
me.
They get dogs.
But yeah. I think we can call it there.
Welcome to the Lions Den, baby.
Gross. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. We'll see you guys later, and we hope you all have a good day. And week.
bye.
What? Hit the wrong.